Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Back in May of 2022, I made a video. I did an unboxing and an initial test of these Midland XTalker two-way radios. I paid $74.99 for a set of 3, and that also included 3 rechargeable batteries, a cradle for 2, and 2 charging cables. And I said at the end of the video I'd give you guys a 90-day update. Well, I got pretty busy, and so here we are, 8 months later, and I'm finally able to make this this update for you. So real quick, I just want to take you through some of the basic features of what these XTalker radios have to offer and what kind of results I had with them after using them at a couple major events this summer, and I'll talk about what happened. So just main features here. These are the T51VP3s, and like I said, I got these over on Walmart.com for $74.99. They are water resistant. They do have a 3-year warranty with them. You do have 22 channels and 38 privacy codes. Channel scan, rechargeable batteries included. They are nickel metal hydride. Weather alert, a one-touch weather button you can push to go right to the weather frequency, and then also a weather alert mode that'll interrupt you with a weather alert if you're out. You have auto squelch, a Roger beep, monitor mode, silent operation, low level indicator, I believe for battery, headphone jack, call alert, keypad lock, 3 EVOX levels for hand-free use, and you can get headsets for these off the Midland website, keystroke tones, a battery meter, 2 700 milliamp rechargeable battery packs, where actually you got 3 because this was a 3-pack, or 3 AAA alkaline batteries, and it says those were not included. Now, just a couple things I want to say right off the top. I have not tested these with rechargeable batteries. My old Uniden radios I've used from about 10 or 15 years ago, which by the way are compatible with these Midlands, these would burn through the rechargeable batteries in just a couple hours, like 3 or 4 hours, and they were shot. Of course, those are old NiCad batteries. I had better luck just using AAA alkaline batteries. I get mega packs over at Costco. And it was just easier for me to go that route because if these die, I don't necessarily have time to sit around and wait for them to charge. So I'd rather have alkalines going, maybe keep those around on standby if necessary. Just real quick, so the use on these, we had 3 things that happened last summer. We had an event, an outdoor event at a shooting range that I belong to. We use these out in the heat, out in the rain, out in the humidity. They were nice and handy to have. We used them all day, 1 set of batteries in each of the handsets. Had plenty of juice left over at the end of the night. We still had basically full battery meters on all of them, but they took a little bit of use and abuse. The second time these got used were in June or July. I can't remember exactly. I believe it was early July. And I helped my friend move from Texas to Nebraska. And so these got used over 4 days. We went through, just 2 sets of batteries in each handset over 4 days. That's having them on all day, talking on them off and on, having them on standby, using them. So at the end of the day, the battery packs were low, so we just put another set of batteries in for the next day. So we could get about 2 days out of 3 AAA batteries. And that's with constant use, frequent use. Then when I helped my friends move from Texas to Nebraska, the drive up here, we would sometimes have a mile between the 2 vehicles. My buddy was leading with this huge U-Haul he was driving. Didn't even have a direct line of sight with the communicator with me following behind. And had no trouble hearing him whatsoever. We kept it within about a mile, even through rolling hills, even if he disappeared. We had no trouble communicating. So these are very good handsets. And I was just using like channel 1 or channel 2. I think you can go into the upper spectrum of the channels and you can have more powerful channels that you can use, but I have never done that. The belt clips are nice and handy. You do have a recharging port on the side, so if you decide that you want to use a rechargeable battery, you can plug the cable in and then just plug these into your lighter socket or whatever, plug them into your outlet, and they will charge while you have them on, and they'll also charge while you have them turned off. So that's really cool. Cons on these, if I could think of anything, driving back from Texas, constant use. We did burn through 1 set of batteries each in the vehicles we were driving, but we were constantly talking to each other and joking and just chatting and stuff, helping each other out, navigating and so on. And so after about 6 hours, the batteries would be down about 3/4 or down to the last bar. At that point, we change them out. So, it kind of depends on how much use you're going to have. If you just have them on and it's going to be infrequent use, alkalines are okay. If you're going to use these daily, definitely use the rechargeable batteries, and having that cradle included is nice. Although again, just a standard micro USB charging port also does the job too. One of the other cons I could think of that I didn't really like was the fact that there is no backlight on this. And so that's kind of a pain. If you're going to use it in the dark, you had to kind of set the channel before you took off and hope you don't hit it while you're driving. But we just kind of kept these sitting in our console, and we grab and chat when we needed to. Speakers are nice and loud, had no trouble hearing each other, had no trouble, seeing these things. They're a nice bright orange color. Durability-wise, they got thrown around the vehicles and stuff, had no trouble with them. Got a few scratches and scrapes on them, but that's just normal. And overall, was just very pleased with their performance. The manual that comes with them is really easy to follow. It tells you about all the different features and what you can do with them, and there's probably going to be features on here you'd never use. So if you just want basic communicators that are compatible with your older communicators, just check and see what the channels are on the back. I think inside the battery cover you can check the frequencies, and if they do match up, you'll be able to use your older communicators with them too, which is kind of nice, the other two-way radios. Like I said before, you do get a 3-year warranty with them. Had no trouble at all. There's very few complaints about these over on the Walmart website. Really nothing that I saw whatsoever. Some people do complain about the range, but it just depends on the terrain. It depends on the line of sight. That's the big thing for these. And you should have pretty good luck with them. Now, there is one minor annoyance about here that I did discover, and this actually came from another viewer that said, hey, they said, how do you turn down the beep when you adjust the volume? And there really is no way to adjust the loudness of that tone of volume up and down. It's a constant. So if you're using these in the evening and stuff, it's really annoying. There is a silent mode you can go into which turns off all the beeps together. I would just rather just be able to just turn the beep tone down so I could have a minor beep but not completely mute it. That way if I had to accidentally hit it and didn't know it, I'd at least be able to hear it. All you have is total silent or on mode, and that's basically it. But I mean, the speaking volume itself is fantastic when you're using them, so that's not a problem. And you can see the size, they're not super large. You got belt clips that come with them. You can get the handsets that come with them. You can use the handset, the hands-free usage, so you can constantly communicate back and forth if you want to. Again, apologies that I haven't tested out the batteries. Somebody might want to chime in and tell me what kind of battery life you get with these. I guess I didn't even look to see what the charging time is going to be. Really, it's going to depend on your source. You just have a USB cable. Whatever you plug that into is going to determine what kind of voltage it's going to deliver to the batteries to charge them. All right, so these are a 700 milliamp battery. So if you had a 500 milliamp charger, these would charge in a little over an hour, like an hour and 20 minutes, you'd have a full charge. Not a very large battery, but they are just tiny batteries themselves. They're not a very high capacity battery, but you know, your mileage is going to vary. So overall, I've been very happy with them. I'm going to keep them. They also got quite a bit of use last summer at my aunt's acreage. She's got a fairly large area. We had to do some tree trimming. We had to do some projects and work on a few things. We had these with us the whole time, and I just wiped them off when I was done with them. Got all the dirt and crap off of them, and they cleaned up nicely. And so they did work great outdoors, especially. So if you're camping or hiking, you know, again, line of sight is huge. I was kind of down in the sticks, down in the trees, doing some chainsaw, doing some work, and I did call back up to the house a couple times. They had no trouble hearing me. Of course, that was only about a half a mile away at the most, maybe quarter mile away. And they were able to hear me just fine. So overall, I've been very happy with them. So check them out if you're looking for a good set of two-way radios. Obviously, Midland's a brand that's been around for a long time. I've had a weather radio of theirs for many years, like 20 years, and never had any problems with it. So that's what your package looks like. If you can get the 3-pack for $75, it's a pretty good deal. The 2-pack runs about maybe like $50, so you save maybe $5 or so if you buy it in a 3-pack, and I think you'll be happy with it. So I don't think the battery consumption is anything out of the norm. You know, like I said, just get yourself a big 48-pack, and you can use those if you need to, and that will make it not such an expensive experience. But overall, I'm just going to keep using them, and we'll see how they do. So they'll be a year old in May 25th. And I did my video May 25th, and so we're coming up on just short of 8 months. But anyway, guys, that's it. This is Travis P11. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for checking out my update on the Midland XTalker 2-way radios. Maybe I'll use them again this summer and post another review on them in the fall. But generally, they do last. Like my old Unidins, I've had these things forever, and they've taken a beating, and they just seem to work just fine. But they're not very battery friendly, but it's older technology. So that's it. Like I said, 22 channels. It says up to a 28-mile range, and that's because I believe the upper channels, once you go past a certain channel, you start to get into these upper channels that the FCC used to require you to have a license to operate. I do not believe you have to have that anymore, so do check the instruction manual. But I believe you can use the upper channels, where back in the day that was something you weren't supposed to do unless you had a license. So anyway, this is Travis P11. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Make sure you check out my podcast called Caliber Corner, which we do Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time over there on YouTube. We talk about a little bit of everything, so make sure you check it out. You can find me on Gunstreamer and UGEtube. I'm also over on Instagram and Facebook, guntube.org. So in the meantime, everybody, I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Check out these Midland XTalker walkie-talkies. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.